Caring with dignity. Welcome. Today we are talking about a topic that affects millions but is often whispered about incontinence in our elderly loved ones. Our goal is to move past the silence and show you how modern technology and simple lifestyle changes can help them live with comfort and dignity. You are not alone in this journey, and neither are they. The fluid frontier. So far, we have seen the problems with traditional methods. Now, let's look at something exciting. Welcome to what we can call the fluid frontier. This means a new way of thinking about incontinence care. The technology evolution of incontinence care. In the past, care was very simple. We only tried to contain the problem, but today things are changing. Technology is helping us move from just managing to actually understanding and improving care. If you look at this image, on one side you see a drop representing the human body natural function. On the other side you see technology, data and smart systems. This combination is very powerful. It means we are now combining human understanding, medical knowledge, and technology to give better care to our elderly. Today, data driven innovation is meeting human physiology. In simple words, we are starting to understand when the patient needs support, how their body behaves, and how we can respond better. This is a shift from passive care to active and intelligent care. What does that mean for us as families? Earlier, we reached after the problem happened. Now, we can predict, prevent, and respond better. That means less discomfort for our elders, less stress for caregivers, and better dignity for the person. This is not just about new products, this is about a new way of caring. And the next slides, let us see how these modern solutions actually work and how they can make life easier for our loved ones. The compounding cost of traditional containment. Let me explain something very important in a simple way. When we take care of our elderly at home or in hospitals, we often focus only on managing the problem, not preventing it. But over time, small issues slowly become big problems, medically, emotionally, and financially. These slides show how two common methods of managing urinary issues can actually increase cost and risk over time. Let's understand this step by step. Foley catheters. First, let's talk about Foley catheters. This is a tube inserted into the body to drain urine continuously. It may look like a convenient solution, especially for bedridden patients, but here is the reality. Each infection caused by a catheter, what we call QATI, can cost around $1,000 per case. And it's not just about money. These infections can lead to longer hospital stays, more medications, increased risk to life. So while it seems like a quick fix, it can create serious complications. That's why catheters should always be used carefully and only when truly necessary. Adult diapers. Now let's look at adult diapers, also called briefs. They are very commonly used and many families depend on them daily. At first, they look simple and manageable, but over time, the cost and problems slowly build up. Daily expenses, including diapers, wipes, and creams, may look small, but they add up every single day. More importantly, constant moisture on the skin can cause skin damage, painful rashes, infections. One common issue is called incontinence associated dermatitis. Treating this alone can cost over 100 to 150 pounds, and if it worsens into pressure ulcers, the cost can go up to 15,000 pounds or more. But beyond cost, imagine the discomfort and pain the elderly person goes through. That's something we should never ignore. It's not just about managing urinary problems, it's about protecting health, comfort, dignity. If we only manage symptoms, the cost keeps increasing. But if we think smarter and focus on better solutions, we can reduce suffering and improve quality of life for our elderly. In the next slides, let us see how we can do that better. The innovation maturity metrics. Now let's understand something very important. Care for incontinence is not the same as before. It has been evolving step by step. The slide shows how solutions have grown over time from very basic methods to advanced intelligent care. If you look at this curve, it starts slowly and then rises sharply. This means earlier progress was slow, but now innovation is happening very fast. Let's start with the first level, behavioral care. This includes simple things like pelvic floor exercises. These methods are important, but they depend heavily on the patient. If the person is elderly, weak, or forgetful, it becomes difficult to follow consistently. So while this is a good starting point, it is not enough on its own. Next comes mechanical solutions. This include products designed to manage urine more actively, like external devices that absorb or redirect moisture away from the skin. This is better than traditional diapers because it reduces direct skin contact, which means less irritation and fewer complications. This is where we are currently seeing major improvements. Now we are entering the digital stage. Here technology comes into play. Smart systems can monitor urine using sensors and small electronic devices. This means caregivers can know exactly when support is needed. No guessing, no delay. Just timely care. Consumer wellness. And finally, the future. This is where care becomes truly advanced. Imagine garments that can sense body changes, adjust temperature, and even customize care for each individual. This is not far away, it's already being developed. We are moving from depending on the patient to supporting the patient to understanding the patient and finally to predicting their needs. In simple terms, care is becoming smarter. Less struggle for the elderly, less burden for the family, and more dignity for everyone. So the question is not, do solutions exist? The real question is, are we using the right level of solution for our loved ones? In the next part, let's see what this means in real life. Re-engineering the clinical interface. Now let's move to the next important step, not just managing the problem, but changing how we handle it physically. This is what we call re-engineering the way care is given. In simple words, instead of allowing urine to stay on the skin, we remove it immediately or absorb it in a smarter way. Let's first look at solutions designed for women. Female anatomy PureWick. This device works using gentle suction. It's placed externally, so no need for invasive tubes. What it does is very simple. As urine comes, it immediately pulls it away into a container so the skin stays dry. It's soft, comfortable, and designed to fit naturally. There is no need to inserting anything inside the body, which reduces infection risk significantly. This means less moisture on the skin, less risk of infection, more comfort for the patient. Male anatomy, quick change. Now let's look at the solutions for men. This is a wrap style product. It gently covers the area and absorbs urine immediately when it happens. The best part is it can be changed very quickly, within seconds and without turning or lifting the patient. This is very helpful for elderly patients who may feel pain or discomfort when moved. So here, quick change, less handling of the patient, more dignity and ease. So, what's the difference compared to diapers? Diapers hold urine on the body. These solutions remove or manage urine away from the body. That's a big difference. When the skin stays dry, the person stays comfortable. So this stage is all about smarter physical solutions that protect the patient and make caregiving easier. In the next slide, let's see how we can take this even further. Now let's understand something very simple but very important. What really happens to the skin when urine is trapped versus when it is removed? Trapping, standard adult diaper. First, let's look at what happens with regular diapers. Urine gets absorbed, yes, but it still stays close to the skin. This creates a small pool of moisture near the skin, and then three things start happening. Heats get trapped, friction increases, moisture keeps pressing against the skin. When all this continues, the skin becomes weak, soft, and easily damaged, and this is how rashes, infections, and wounds start. In simple words, the skin cannot breathe. Now, let's see what happens with modern solution. Here, urine is not allowed to stay on the skin at all. It is immediately pulled away, either by absorption or gentle suction, and moved into a separate chamber. So what happens? The skin stays dry, there is less friction and no constant pressure from moisture. When the skin is dry, the skin stays healthy. And for our elderly, that means less pain, less irritation, and more comfort and dignity. In fact, in one pilot study using this method, there were 0 cases of pressure injuries or skin damage observed. That tells us something very clearly. The right method makes a real difference. This is not just science, this is common sense. Don't trap the problem, move it away. That one change can protect the skin and protect the person. Comparing modalities, containment versus management. Now let's bring everything together. We have seen different methods, but how do we compare them? This table gives a simple comparison so anyone can understand what works better. We are comparing based on 4 important things: risk of infection, skin condition, effort required for caregiving, overall cost. Foley catheter, first Foley catheter, infection risk is high, especially urinary infections. Care effort is moderate, but the hidden cost is very high because treating infections is expensive. So while it may look convenient, it carries serious medical risk. Adult diaper, infection risk is lower, but skin condition becomes poor over time. There is more effort for caregivers because the patient need to be turned and cleaned frequently. And daily cost keeps adding up along with treatment for skin problems. Pure weak female. Now, modern solution for women, infection risk is low. Skin condition is excellent and caregiving effort is much less. For men, similar advanced solutions exist. Skin remains healthy, effort is extremely low, and changes can be done in seconds. So if you see clearly, traditional methods manage the problem, modern methods reduce the problem. Better care is not about doing more work, it's about doing the right kind of work. In simple terms, less pain for the patient, less effort for the caregiver, and smarter use of money. So the choice becomes clear. We should move from containment to intelligent management because our elderly deserves comfort, safety, and dignity. Now, let's talk about something very practical: money, time, and real results. Because at the end of the day, care decisions also depend on these factors. First, let's look at the cost savings by avoiding catheter use and related infections. Nearly $1,000 can be saved per patient in just 1 month, and over a year, this can go beyond $35,000 in savings. That's not a small amount for families or for healthcare systems. Now, let's talk about time. Caregivers use modern solutions reported, saving more than 3 hours every single day. Think about that. 3 hours means less physical strain, more rest, more time to care emotionally, not just physically. And what about health outcomes? Caregivers reported a drop in infections from around 17% drop to 7%. That means fewer complications, fewer hospital visits, and better comfort for the patient. This approach is not just better medically, it's better financially, physically, emotionally. In simple words, spend smarter, work less, and care better. So the question is not, can we afford better care? The real question is, can we afford to continue with the old way? Now we are entering the next level where care becomes not just physical but intelligent. This stage connects medical devices with smart technology. In simple words, the system doesn't just manage urine, it starts understanding what is happening inside the body. First, the system works without touching the urine directly. It reads information through the collection bag itself. So, there is no contamination risk, no need to handle samples, safer for both patient and caregiver. Multi-parameter detection. Now comes the powerful part. The system can detect changes in urine like sugar level, protein, pH balance. This helps us understand if something is wrong in the body even before symptoms become serious. A small sensor reads the data, a tiny controller processes it, and sends the information to a mobile phone. So caregivers or family members can see what's happening in real time. No guessing, no waiting. And the best part, this can be done using simple and affordable technology without expensive systems or subscriptions. This is not just care, this is smart care. Imagine this is for your loved one, problems detected early, less hospital visits, more peace of mind. We have moved from managing the problem to protecting the skin and now to predicting health issues. Non-contact optical detection mechanics. Now you might be wondering, how does a smart system actually work? Let me explain it very simple way. At the top we have the urine, which naturally carries information about the body. In between there is a protective layer. This acts like a shield, so nothing directly touches the sensor. Below that we have a small sensor. The sensor does something very interesting. It reads color changes. Different health conditions cause slight changes in the color of urine. Even if we cannot see it clearly, the sensor can detect it. For example, if sugar levels are high or protein is present or pH is changing, the color shifts slightly and the sensor picks it up instantly. And the best part, there is no direct contact at all. So this means no contamination, no infection risk, no need to handle urine samples. It reads without touching. In simple words, it's like checking health, just by observing, not interfering. This is how technology makes care safer, smarter, and easier. the closed loop data architecture. Now let's see how everything connects together from the patient all the way to the caregiver. This is what we call a closed loop system, which means information flows continuously without interruption. First, the urine interacts with a small testing strip. This causes a simple chemical reaction which reflects what's happening inside the body. Optical capture. Next, a sensor reads the color changes without touching anything directly. It simply observes the changes through the surface. Then, a small device processes this information and converts it into a meaningful data. After that, the data is sent wirelessly to a nearby device like a mobile phone. No wires, no complicated setup. Finally, the information appears on a simple mobile screen. It can show things like sugar level, pH balance, protein presence. So instead of guessing, you can actually see what's happening. This is care with clarity. In simple terms, the body speaks, technology listens, and you understand. For caregivers and family, this means less worry, faster response, better care decision. This is not just a device, it's a complete care system, working silently in the background to protect your loved ones. Let's take a moment and look at how far we have come. Earlier, urine was seen as just a waste product, something to be contained and disposed. But today, that thinking is changing. Now, urine is becoming a source of information, a continuous stream of data that can tell us what is happening inside the body. Instead of hiding it, we are learning from it. When we solve the basic problems like leakage, skin damage, and discomfort, we open the door to something bigger. Now we can see this same process to monitor hydration, kidney function, overall health in real time. It's no longer a problem to manage, it's information to understand. For families, this means earlier detection, better decisions, less suffering for loved ones. This is not just an improvement in care, this is transformation from reacting to understanding to truly caring. And that is the future of dignity in care. "2026 Consumer Wellness Shift." Now we are stepping into the future, where care is no longer about illness but about wellness. So far, we have improved care, we have made it smarter. Now we are changing how people think about it. Let's talk about something important: the stigma. For a long time, products like these were seen only for elderly people, and often people felt embarrassed to use them. But now that's changing. Today, these are becoming performance-based products used by new mothers during recovery, long-distance travelers and pilots, athletes during endurance training. So it's no longer about age, it's about need and performance. Now the product itself is evolving. It's not just managing a problem, it's becoming a wellness device. It helps people stay independent, move freely, monitor their health, and prevent problems before they start. This is not about managing failure, this is about enabling life. For our elderly, this means dignity. For others, this means confidence. So the future is clear. Care is not something we hide anymore. It's something that empowers us. And that is the true meaning of wellness. The anatomy of 2026 wellness garment. Now let's take a closer look at what the future of the solution actually looks like. This is not just a product, it's a smart garment designed layer by layer. Just like our skin has layers, this garment also has layers, each with a specific purpose. First, the inner layer. This is a part that touches the body. It is designed for perfect fit, softness, comfort. It can even be customized based on body shape so it fits naturally without discomfort. Next, the core layer. This is where the intelligence comes in. It absorbs fluid and at the same time tracks important health signals using tiny sensors. So it's not just absorbing, it is understanding. Then comes the climate control layer. This helps manage temperature. It absorbs excess heat and keeps the body cool and comfortable, especially important for long use. Finally, the outer layer. This protects everything and prevents friction on the skin. It is smooth, breathable, and even environmentally friendly. This is not just something you wear, it is something that works for you. In simple words, it feels like clothing but functions like care and monitoring at the same time. For the user, it means freedom. For the caregiver, it means confidence. This is the future, where care becomes invisible but always present. The four vectors of market disruption. Now let us step back and look at the bigger picture. This is not just a product change, this is market transformation. There are four major forces driving the change forward. First, biosensing. This means the body is continuously giving health information. Through simple monitoring, we can track hydration, infection signs, kidney function, all through a mobile phone. So, care becomes data-driven, not guesswork. Second, performance. These solutions are no longer limited to patients. They are now used by athletes, pilots, high-performance professionals. They help manage moisture, control temperature, and improve endurance. Third, sustainability. Traditional materials are being replaced with eco-friendly options. This means less environmental waste, safer materials, a more responsible future. And finally, personalization. Instead of one size fits all, products are becoming customized. Using technology, each person can get a perfect fit based on their body. This shift is happening in four ways: smarter data, better performance, greener materials, personalized fit. When all these come together, they don't just improve care, they change the entire market. So this is not a small upgrade, this is a complete transformation in how we think about care, health, and daily living. The new baseline of personal care. Let's bring everything together. The era of simple containment. The future of care is intelligent, sustainable, and connected. It's no longer just about managing a problem, it's about improving life. First, solutions that protect the skin, keeping it healthy and damage-free. Second, smart sensors that can detect problems early before they become serious. And third, design that gives confidence, freedom, and dignity to the user. This is not just care, this is empowered living. For our loved ones, this means comfort. For caregivers, this means ease. And for all of us, this means a better future. And that is the new standard of personal care.